All I want for Christmas is you. Hey man, 'tis the season, and I'm in a very cheerful and generous mood. And it's thanks to y'all. See, when I posted my last video, I definitely wasn't expecting to get as many views and likes as I did. I was expecting to get like maybe 2 or 3 views from my IRLs, and then maybe like a like here and a like there. But y'all went crazy. And when I say crazy, it was like 200 something views. And I'm probably thinking like 200 views, that's it? That's all? I haven't posted in a long time, and I've been extremely inconsistent. To come back and do those type of numbers, it's great in my opinion. it's wonderful to me. I ain't gonna lie, I appreciate y'all. So I'm gonna do a giveaway. You know, 'tis the season. I'm in a generous mood, so I'm gonna do a giveaway. If this video gets to 1,000 views and 100 likes, so 1,000 views and 100 likes, I'm giving away $50 cards, and it's your choice. So whoever the winners are, I'm gonna pick 2 winners. Whoever the winners are, you get to choose from a PSN, Steam, or Xbox card. $50. I'm gonna do 2 winners. All you have to do is type in the comment section down below, I'm on vacation. That's it. I'm on vacation down below. Like the video, subscribe, and it's yours. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna definitely be checking though, because a lot of people be subscribing and then leaving the comment. You feel me? So in order to get the $50 card, I'm on vacation, like and subscribe. That's it. How did NBA 2K ruin the black community? Now that's definitely a crazy question, because you're probably like, man, there's absolutely no way a video game could ruin a whole community. Yeah, that's partially true, but at the same time, no, 2K has had a massive part in ruining the black community. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm speaking on the black community only because I identify as a black male. You feel me? I'm a black man. Now I am mixed, you feel me, with other stuff, but I'm like probably 95% black. I ain't gonna lie to you. But you feel me? So I don't speak on other races. You feel me? I let them speak on themselves. I don't do all that talking about the Asian community, the white community, like Hispanic community. I let them talk about them. You feel me? I'm gonna talk about us. You feel me? So I'm gonna always uplift us. At the end of the day, this is supposed to be a motivational message. You feel me? Hopefully we can change, and hopefully somebody can learn something from it. But at the same time, you can never change and learn anything if you don't identify the problem. That's the key to overcoming anything, overcoming any addiction, overcoming. You have to be self-aware. You have to be aware of the problems, and then you have to. That's how you get rid of the problems, by being aware that the problem exists. So with that being said, how did this game ruin the community? So before, there was game chat, we had to go to our friends and family members' houses to play these games. So it was always interactive, you feel me, with each other. And of course, it was always competitive. You feel me? You was always talking shit to your friends, your siblings, your family, whoever you was playing a game against. Unless you was just like that super chill dude who, just got his dubs and left. Because we always had that friend who was probably like better than everybody, and he never said anything. He was just like, oh man, I'm just him. And then and then you had the one friend who was just like always talking trash, always hollering like, hey man, you shitty, but I'm the best in here. And you couldn't do nothing about it because he was actually the best in there. Like it was no beat in it because he owned the game. It was his house. He had home court advantage, and he just played 24/7. So there's absolutely no way, if you didn't have a game, you didn't play 24/7 too, that you was gonna come to his house and win. It just wasn't gonna happen. So that was probably like in the early 90s, early 2000s. For those who were born after 2000. And I don't know, this might not be for you, but for me, I was born in the 90s. So, if you was born in the early 90s, you can definitely relate. That's cool. But yeah, so before there was game chat, we had to actually go into people's houses and play the game. About 2000, so game chat has existed since 1995, and I'm pretty sure that was probably on PC. They said that. I was doing some research, and I think like the first quote unquote game chat was on Sega Dreamcast or something like that. It was in like 2002. But with the introduction to online gameplay around PS2 era, like 2005, 2006, not a lot of people played online around that time or knew online even existed, because I had a PS2 around that time, 2008 time, and I actually didn't even know that there was a game chat or there was a way to play online with your friends. So I didn't start playing online gaming until like 2000, maybe 14, with the introduction. My first online game ever was Modern Warfare 2. So back then is my first online gaming experience. So fast forward to 2K15, I want to say, is when I actually start playing 2K online. Now I'm not really sure if they had game chat on there. I think they might have had a in-game game chat on 2K15. I'm not really sure, but in 2K16 Plus, there has always been a game chat, and that's actually one of the biggest problems of the video where we start today, is how the black community start going downhill is when we were able to talk to each other in those game chats. So I did some research, and I still really wasn't able to find what 2K was the first 2K that introduced being able to talk to the opposite team. But if you could find that for me, or specifically, just comment down in the comment section down below. I definitely appreciate it. I want to say it was around like 2K 16, 17, maybe 18, somewhere around there, where we can start talking to the opposite team. There's always going to be shit talkers. There's always going to be people talk trash. Basketball is a highly competitive sport. It actually happens a lot in real life. I mean, if you ever hooped in real life, you already know it's going to be somebody out there talking. It's going to be one person out there talking trash. Even in the NBA back in the day, it was a lot of trash talkers. Nowadays, they're a little bit more strict on what you can say and what you can do in the league. That's why everybody like a bunch of pussies nowadays. But back in the day, it was a lot of trash talkers, and that's to be expected. I mean, it's a highly competitive sport, so of course you're going to talk trash. So in the early days of 2K, trash talking, you're always gonna have that person talk trash, which is cool. But the problem started when, and this is the big problem. Now I'm about to start getting to the meat and potatoes of this video. The problem started when my players started costing more to upgrade. When 2K went from being more so about basketball to about fashion, to about what I have, to about what I need. If you know anything about black people and how black people were manipulated back in the day by the higher ups, you know that the media, television, newspapers, whatever, radio, they always wanted black people to spend what they didn't have. They always wanted black people to feel like they were higher, get their money, be on par with other nationalities, but in reality, they never viewed us that way. You feel me? They always wanted us to feel like we're that way, but we were never going to be treated, like them. You feel me? So that's the best way to go into debt, is to spend a bunch of money. And how do we do that? How do they do that? By putting stuff in front of us that are appealing to us. New clothes, new cars, new jewelry, new furniture, pots and pans, whatever is shiny and new that made us feel good about ourselves. They put that in front of us, and they wanted us to buy that stuff, thinking, because it's a mental thing, that we're going to be on their level, but still they view us as lesser. And that's what 2K did with the introduction of the fashion and things that really had nothing to do with basketball. The introduction to overpriced my players, that's when it started going downhill. With the introduction of microtransactions in 2K, I want to say it was 15 or 16. Like I said, I didn't start really playing 2K until 16, so I can't even really tell you if they have microtransactions in 2K15 or not. If they did, please leave in the comment section down below and let me know how much VC cost back then. But with the introduction of microtransactions in gaming across the board, and it being such a new concept, companies had to tread lightly. It was a new concept of spending money in game to get certain things and to play a certain way, and sometimes depending on the game, to make that person a whole lot better than what they actually were. So it was a fresh new idea, it was a fresh new concept, so they had to introduce it very lightly. So you can get a my player back then from 60 overall to 85 with about 35,000 VC. So realistically, you could buy a 75,000 pack for $20 and then have 2 new my players, and you still have VC left over to buy you some clothes. Now mind you, a lot of people opted to wear the affiliation clothes because you were getting a rep boost. So if you wore your clothes from Sunset, Rivet, or Old Town in other parks, you would get like a percentage boost for wearing those clothes. And I'm not gonna lie, those clothes actually didn't look half bad back then, you feel me? And they were really cheap. And tailor those with some Tims, and Tims back then were 500 VC, and now they're like 9,000. So for all my mathematicians, what percentage increase is that from 500 to 9,000? I'll give you a little second. That's a 1,700% increase over the past 6 years, which is absolutely ridiculous. But back then, you know, like I said, you didn't have to worry about spending too much VC. Like I said, you can, you know, go from 60 to 85 and buy you a couple fits for about, you know, $10, which is super cool, which is actually extremely reasonable. But once again, microtransactions were freshly new. They went to test the waters a little bit, you know, see how, you know, the community would interact with that. But that's fine. That's all fine and dandy. So now, boom. You know, you have your VC left over, you bought some clothes, now you're out there looking a little fresh. If you want to choose to wear those affiliation clothes, that's up to you. You know, nobody complained about it because they were just happy to hoop, you know, happy to have a my player out there. So with the introduction of game chat, that's when the black community started to go down. That's when we start declining. Because remember, in 2K14 to 2K, I want to say 2K18 or 19, one of those two games, you could not grind your badges in multiplayer. You cannot grind your badges online. You had to be in my career grinding. So you wasn't talking to nobody in multiplayer. You wasn't talking to nobody outside of your friends, because y'all all were in my career grinding badges, trying to, you know, get to online with your badge and dominate. But you couldn't do that in the park. You can do that in the rec. You actually had to be in my career. So that took a lot of time away from actually communicating with other teammates and communicating, you know, with randoms online. You had to be in my career hustling and grinding those badges. For all my chefs out there, for all my cooks, for all my niggas who love to eat, get y'all plates, y'all pots, and y'all pans. I'm about to give y'all the recipe that 2K created, 2K used for this dish I love to call disaster that brought the black community down. You feel me? Recipe number 1. Being able to grind your badges online. That's recipe recipe number 1. How? When you couldn't grind your badges online, you couldn't talk to nobody else besides your friends, besides your family. So all the interactions was pretty cool, was pretty peaceful. With the introduction of being able to grind your badges online, you open up a whole can of, that's a great feature, amazing feature. I'm glad they did it, because like I said, I hated fucking playing my career. I haven't played my career since they introduced being able to grind your badges online. But at the same time, I'm a getting money nigga, so I'm coming out there with an 85 overall first day. Maybe 2 or 3 of them first day. You feel me? But for those not as fortunate, you feel me, or for those who just not gonna hustle or grind, you know, for that bread and spend it on or who don't want to spend on 2K, which is 100% fine, they gonna come out there with 60 overall builds. And what's gonna happen? Introduction to game chat. You're going to get talked about. You're gonna get called shitty. You're gonna get called dumb. You're gonna get called a whole bunch of racial slurs. A whole bunch of hate is going to be thrown at you, because I'll be honest, why the fuck are you out there with 60 overall playing multiplayer? You shouldn't be. That shit is stupid. But I understand it, because you don't want to play fucking Minecraft because it's boring. So I understand both ends of the spectrum. I get it. I see both sides. But I'm always leaning towards the side that's saying keep your broke ass in my career. Matter of fact, that should be even more of a reason for you to participate in this giveaway. You feel me? Like, subscribe, comment, and you can use that $50 to buy you some VC. You feel me? So you don't have to spend all that time in my career, or you know, being a liability or a hazard to everybody else that's put money on their character to compete with other players. You feel me? So yeah, go ahead and do that for me. I definitely appreciate it. Once again, the second recipe: inflation and the introduction of designer clothes. This is what really fucked it. This is okay. So now we put our second recipe in. We stirring the pot a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We put it on the stove, all that shit. You see how it's starting to stir. You feel me? Back in 2K18, this is what set the shit off. If you play 2K18, you know what I'm about to say. They introduced one of the greatest fucking ideas 2K has ever came up with. It was the best shit that 2K has introduced, in my opinion, in a long time. They introduced the kiosk. What did that kiosk do? That kiosk allowed you to upload pictures from your computer into the system and put them on t-shirts. People were creating everything. It was one of the greatest things I've ever seen in a video game. You were able to come out there in anything. People had on Bel Air jerseys. People was in there wearing Gucci, Prada, Louis. People had, P-Hub stars. P-Hub stars on their shirts. You feel me? It was some pretty crazy things. So, a great, people can turn a great thing into a bad thing. So going back to my statement about people having P-Hub things on their t-shirts, 2K was like, man, hell no, we can't, this is a great feature and we want y'all to have this, but nigga, you can't be putting this type of shit on here. You know what I'm saying? This is a rated E game. You feel me? Everybody's supposed to be able to play this, but we can't play it if, somebody on their knees, you know what I'm saying, doing a gobble 3000. You feel me? And that's the type of content that you was seeing, in this kiosk. I ain't gonna lie, the shit was fire, but it was like, this is a rated E game. You can't have that stuff on there. So what did 2K do? 2K scrapped that whole kiosk idea, which was absolutely fucking fire, because it allowed people to display their creativity, which was amazing. But people got a little bit too fucking creative. People got way too creative. So they have that feature now, still in Pro-Am, but of course a lot of that stuff is regulated, and a lot of that stuff get banned, by AI or people who actually, looking at those pictures and accepting those pictures, which is why it takes so long to get those pictures uploaded. It used to take like a day or less than that, but now you have to wait like a week, so to make sure those pictures are reviewed. So instead of so you have the option still, but it's only for Pro-Am. So with that feature being coming and going, 2K was like, this was a great idea. Now 2K is very smart. 2K has one of the best marketing teams in the fucking game right now. Like when it comes to marketing, 2K, I praise them. They marketing team was fucking god tier, like amazing. So like I say, they have a whole team of just geniuses. People went to school for this shit. What did they do? They recognized, okay, this feature, this kiosk feature was so fucking popular. People, even though people regard 2K18 as one of the worst games of all time, me personally, it's 21 and 25 than 18. I actually didn't mind 18 that much, because like I said, once again, I'm a creative nigga, so that introduction to the kiosk was fucking everything. That was beautiful. 2K was like, people, black people are fashion, black people are culture. Let's go ahead and start introducing designer, introducing name brand into our games. So they got rid of the kiosk feature where we can create our own shit, our own clothes for free, because that shit was free. And they started bringing in their own name brands. They started bringing in Palm Angel. They started bringing in Coulda Been. They started bringing in Bel Air. They started bringing a whole bunch of name brand shit into the game. Going back to inflation. Okay, so now you have, all these name brand clothes, right? Oh, but wait. My player cost it went from $10 to go from a 60 to 85 to 50. Once again, all my mathematicians, what percentage increases that? That's a 400% increase. So now instead of spending 10 to get to 85, now you're spending 50. Okay, so cool. You went 50 overall. I mean, so you spent $50. Now you're 85 overall from 60. Well, now you ain't got no fucking clothes. So now you're out there in a brown shirt, some sweatpants, and some ugly ass 2K shoes. And here's the fucked up part to me about the 2K shoes. This is your game. This is you made this game. Why do you want to have the ugliest fucking shoes in the game? And you designed the game. You're supposed to be the highest representation of yourself. Why would you want to make your shoes the ugliest shoes in the game? If I have my own video game, I'm gonna have the best fucking shoes, and I'm talking about you gonna be able to fly, run fast, probably fucking teleport, whatever. It's gonna be the best shoe in the game. But for some reason, 2K being the marketing gods that they are, don't understand that. I don't understand. I don't understand it. So I don't understand how they don't understand it. Why would you have the ugliest shoes representing your company? That shit never made sense to me. But it might make sense to them. Like I said, a lot of people who are running and designing the game, aren't hip to the culture. Once again, black people, when it comes to fashion, we are the culture. Don't let nobody tell you different. Don't let nobody tell you that somebody in France is the culture and Europe is the culture. That should stop. No. Athletes, musicians are the fucking culture. Businessmen, black business are the culture. We're the standard. We're the standard for fashion. We're the culture for fashion. You feel me? So don't shit rock or move. You feel me? Without black people wearing it, that shit don't happen. Why you think every time some clothes come out, you have a dark skinned woman wearing it? You have a dark skinned male wearing it. You have a light skinned man wearing it. You have a light skinned woman wearing it. Because the world recognizes shit don't move unless black people put it on. You feel me? Remember that shit. You feel me? Now once again, that there's upsides to that, And then there's downsides to that. 2K, being the marketing gods that they are, understood that. So they said, okay, so we're gonna take away this kiosk in 18, and we're gonna, start partnering with more popular brands that, a lot of black people wear. And I already mentioned some of those. All right, so you out there, like I said, you don't have no money to buy no clothes because inflation. You feel me? So now you just spent $50 on your player, but yeah, he's 85 overall. So, but you don't have no clothes because you spent it on animations, and you spent it. Matter of fact, you ain't got no fucking animations because the animations cost a lot. So let's say you spent $50 to put your character from a 60 to 85. You spend another 75,000 VC to buy the animations. Now you got the dunks and all this. So now you're ready to play online. You ain't got no badges though, but you're ready to grind online, ready to get your badges online. You're out there fucking ready to go to work. Black people, here we go. This is about to sound so fucking familiar. Hey man, why you dressed like that? Hey nigga, you broke. You got a brown t-shirt on. You got some brown. You got gray sweatpants on. You got the 2K shoes on. So now you cut your mic off. And you feeling bad because you with a brown. I ain't gonna lie, you shitting on everybody out there because the nigga that's talking shit is a 70 overall or 60. He clean though, he spent like 50,000 VC. You feel me, on Palm Angel and fucking coulda been and all that other shit. He a clean ass bum. You feel me? He a clean bum. You feel me? You a nice bum. So would you rather be the clean bum or would you rather be the nice ass bummy bum? Me personally, I'm gonna be the nice ass bummy bum. I ain't buying no fucking designer on that game. You feel me? So, game chat, inflation, designer clothes. So now you have the people talking shit out there. You feel me? So now you have the game chatters who talking shit about about what clothes you wear, about your virtual clothing. You feel me? So now we got our spoon in the pot. We stirring it. You feel me? If we went on a roller coaster, we come up this hill. We starting to kind of drop. We starting to see. Now you put these two recipes in this pot, and you bring this pot into 2024, where you have the most hypersensitive people of all time. I'm talking about you have people ready to crash out because you asked them to make a better pass, because you asked them to perform better in a game, in a team-based game at that. People are ready to physically and verbally assault you over a video game. You have people roasting you and just destroying you mentally and ready to do it physically because you can't dress on 2K, because you choose not to spend your money on virtual clothing, because you don't want to spend your money on a virtual player. People are ready to crash out. If you know what a crash out is, that's a person that's willing to risk their lives or their safety or somebody else's over something minuscule. You know what the word minuscule means? Get the fuck off this video and pick up a dictionary, read a book. You don't need to be on here. But yes, you have those crash outs, people who are very aggressive, people who are very angry, people who are very sensitive. And going back to a hypersensitive generation, just imagine what people go through mentally who are exposed to these people who are verbally assaulting them or bullying them, if you will, over a video game because they can't afford certain items or objects in the game. That's how 2K is bringing down the black community, by making their game unaffordable. You didn't have these problems when the game was affordable. You didn't have these problems when game chat didn't exist. These problems started to brew when you introduced designer, when you introduced fashion, when you inflated the prices inside of your game. Come on now, y'all, pay attention. 2K is smart. They know what they're doing. This is part 1 of this video. I'm gonna definitely get into part 2. You feel me? So stay tuned to that. If I said anything that you agree with, that you liked, or even that you disagree with, like, comment, and subscribe. I definitely appreciate it. Please comment down below. This giveaway is still going. 1,000 views and 100 likes, and I'm giving away 2 $50 cards. Vacation, man. I'm out.